Okay, we're on your own. We're on page 323. And we're going to have lots of practice on these compared to the little amount that you've had so far to work on this. So if you didn't quite understand it yet, there's way more opportunities here. Rosa earns $12.25 per hour working at an ice cream shop. We're going to write an equation that shows Rosa's earnings E in dollars. So how much she earns, so we know it's going to be E equals something for H hours of working at the ice cream shop. So per means we're going to be multiplying. That is a terrible multiplication sign, but that is a multiplication sign. So we're taking 12.25 because that's the amount times H. So 12.25, and we're just going to smash that H right next to it because a letter and a number next to each other means multiplication. And now we're going to plug in 19.5 to that. And when I do that, I have 12.25 times 19.5. And you get to the nearest cent, 238.88. Number 4, Lynn is running a marathon. Write an equation that shows the number of miles y. So y equals, she has left after running X miles. So we have this. A marathon right here is 26.2 miles. So the total amount you can run is 26.2. We're going to subtract by X. And then this next problem, we're going to take this equation and we're going to plug in 19.6. So 26.2 minus 19.6. She only has 6.6 miles, look at that abbreviation, left. Number 5, lots of words here, only still have to write an equation. You want to make 2.5 times as many muffins as your friend's recipe makes. Write an equation that shows how to find the amount of each ingredient you will need for the adjusted recipe. Let X represent the amount of each ingredient in the original recipe and Y. So remember when we do Y, we totally know that Y goes on the left-hand side. So Y equals something X. If you look right up here, 2.5 times. It even tells you we're using multiplication here. So 2.5. And I'm going to multiply it by X. So Y equals 2.5X. For those of you that like decimals, I will take 2.5 instead of 2.5. Number 6, 7, 8, and 9. These are on the bottom of page 323. They look a little shorter. Same thing, we're writing equations. So, Neil pays $19.99 for each shirt. Each is the word for multiplication. 19.99 is our number. And now let's find our variables we're going to be using. How many total dollars P? So we have P equals shirts, which is S. So we're going to take 19.99. We're going to multiply it by S. So 19.99. A letter and a number next to each other means multiplication. This next one, Omar has been practicing violin for 4.5 years. So our number is 4.5 years longer than his sister. So that's adding. If his sister has been practicing for X years, how many years? Y. Remember when we have Y, it's Y equals 4.5. We're going to use the addition sign. And our other variable is X. That is it. Because if she's been practicing 5 years and he says 4.5 longer, it would be 5 plus 4.5 if he's been doing it 9.5. Number 8. A coupon discounts the total grocery bill by $3.50. How many dollars G, so G equals, is the bill after the discount if the bill before the discount is B dollars? So we have B minus $3.50 because I'm taking off $3.50 because my discount is $3.50. So if I spent $20, it'd be 20 minus $3.50. And number 9, it's the last one on this slide, not the last one altogether yet though. So total cost, we have C equals, so let's start with that. Tickets for a local dog show cost $9.75 each. Remember the word each is multiplication. And we have C and T. So each ticket is $9.75. So we have $9.75 times T. And I'm just going to put it right next to it because a letter and a number next to each other means multiplication. Okay, you guys are flipping to page 324. We are not going to be doing 11 on this one, so I'm going to take that one out. Number 10. Scientists measure temperature in degrees Celsius and in Kelvin. A temperature 273.15 Kelvin is greater than the temperature in degrees Celsius. What is an equation that relates the temperature K in Kelvin to the temperature C in degrees Celsius? So K equals C plus 273.15. And they want us in here to plug 5 in. So I have 5's going in for C. So 5 plus 273.15 equals 278.15 K. K stands for Kelvin. It's just another temperature. 12. A giraffe. It's 3 times. So 3 times means we're using 3. Times is the multiplication sign. As tall as a person. We're going to write an equation for the height G in meters of a giraffe if a person is T meters tall. So a giraffe, G equals 3T. And they want us to plug in 1.85. So 3 times 1.85. And that equals 5.55 meters. So not only do we have the answer of plugging the 1.85, we also have the equation. So that's 2 things that you have to have. 13. Kayla walked 1,392 fewer steps than her mother walked. Fewer means subtraction. So our number is that, fewer subtraction. We're going to write an equation for the number of steps. W, Kayla walked. So W equals, her mom's letter is S. So W equals S minus 1,392 because Kayla walked that many less. And they want us to plug this number in right here. So we have 1,000, or it's not 1,000, 11,258 minus 1,392. And that equals 9,866 steps. So we have the answer with the plug-in, and we have the equation. I forgot to mention it on the last one, but you also, where I'm drawing my arrows to, are writing what you plugged in to get the answer. I'm expecting those 3 things. And our last 3 questions. 14. The diameter of the tree increases about 1/8 inch each year. So 1/8 each year, multiplying. We're going to write an equation that represents x, the increase in the diameter of the tree in the last y years. So we have y equals 1/8. Remember, we're multiplying, so we're just going to snatch that x right to the letter because a letter and a number next to each other is multiplication. And then, of course, they're wanting us to put 15 in there. So 1/8 times 15 equals 1 7/8 years. So again, on this one, they had you write the equation. We plugged the numbers in and we got the answer. Number 15. This guy wants to collect $250 in donations to support his favorite charity. He has collected F dollars from his friends and family but has not reached his goal. We're going to write an equation that describes the number of dollars, D, he still needs to collect to meet his goal. Which variable represents the independent variable? So first we're going to write our equation. So we're trying to figure out D here. So we have D equals, he wants to get 250. And we need to figure out how many collected from his friends. So independent is this letter that would be here. This guy over, the guy that's by himself, that's always the dependent. This guy right here is the independent. So F is independent. In this problem, they asked for the independent variable instead of, oh, I put a D there, sorry. Instead of plugging in the numbers, so you actually don't have a number answer. And 16, Miss Quinn pays $16.99 per person. Per means we're multiplying. Take several friends to lunch. We're going to write an equation that represents the cost C. So we're doing C equals $16.99. And we're timesing. So our other letter we're going to put on there is F. So there's our equation. How much does she pay for 7 friends? So we're going to put that 7 in for F. A letter and number next to each other means multiplication. So $16.99 times 7 equals, so she's paying for these people, $118.93.